What is up? Matt Pratt here, and today we're going to work on the Supra. Now, if you watched my last couple episodes, you've seen that I have not got this thing running yet. I have checked the fuses, I've checked for fuel, it cranks, it turns over, everything is good, but it just does not start. And a lot of my friends that actually know more about 2J motors than I do, they're like tired of watching me struggle on this and they want to get this thing running. And they're on their way over. So I got a buddy of mine, Danny Rodman, who put a 2J in his Cressida. My buddy Brandon, who's got a super clean twin turbo 6-speed black Supra. And we even got some parts coming from Billy Freed at Freed Engineering. He's sending us a couple parts to swap back and forth so we can figure out what is going on with this car. So stay tuned and maybe we'll get this thing running. Called in the big dogs. This is Danny Robbins' Cressida. It's got a 2J in it if you can't tell. You want to pull it up there? You can make it. My car makes it. Pop the hood on it.
Thumbnails.
Damn.
Turbo's still spinning. Definitely 10 degrees cooler here.
Damn, and Brandon made it. Oh yeah.
I made that same wrong turn last time, and I was like, oh, it'll reroute me, but it doesn't reroute me.
Which one? Where?
The fork in the road down.
Yeah, and it makes you goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some baller ass houses over there.
Dude.
We got a little care package from Freed Engineering. We got distributors, igniters, coils, all in there. Let's just start cracking on this thing.
Do it again.
She ain't getting no part of it.
Some brand new plugs.
Dentos.
Those look really fresh. I wonder if they did like a timing belt. That doesn't even look new.
Yeah.
I wonder if it, I mean,
I'm gonna get a 22 from you, and we'll put it on top dead and see what we got.
yeah. I guess we could put it on top dead center and see how the cams line up.
Yes.
Because being that loose, dude, what if that thing jumped?
It could have, but it doesn't sound like it when you crank it.
So are we at top dead?
See this little indent right there? It fits in perfectly on this down here to clock it the proper way. Well, this is how it was.
Just sitting on there.
Yeah, it was loose.
What?
Yeah. So
now
flip it over.
It's like the distributor's like 180 out.
Pretty much. And then I think that's why it was wiggling. See now it fit. Yeah.
Should we put this thing on the ground now? Should this be tightened up?
I think
Well, it feels tight now.
it was just slacked.
Yeah. And everything's still super fresh looking.
It's brand new. I think somebody just didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, she don't know good.
So when we put this back on, it should be pointing at number 1. See number 1?
Okay.
So it's pretty much the top. See?
Yeah.
So pretty sure it should be right.
Oh my god, if this thing will run so I don't have to push it anymore, I'll be so pumped.
It might. Let's see.
Did you get it sit in there, brother?
Well, yeah, it was just somebody put it on upside down.
The entire rotor cap was upside down.
Play a joke on somebody or something.
No, I mean, the people that had it before, I'd swear, like...
They put new wires on. You gotta take all this stuff apart. Like, I mean, you have to do...
You have to take this all off to put the wires on?
You have to take the claw body off.
Wow. Hey, you see this thing back here? Got this like block off?
Yeah, it's
like
EGR delete.
Okay. It sounds like something you do on a diesel.
Yeah, it kind of is.
That's what I thought it was going to be like a coil issue or whatever.
Coil's brand new.
Yeah. Well, just because.
That anyways.
Well, hopefully that's it.
We'll see.
Now, would that still spark though? Well, I guess it wouldn't because it wasn't on there like straight on there, right?
It wasn't even tight.
Yeah. Should I lower this thing on the ground now?
Yeah, is your wrench off?
Yeah. Wrench.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, right here. 22, right?
All right. Watch your feet. So the distributor rotor was on backwards and crooked. Let's see what happens. No codes either. So when this thing did have codes, it had like a 12 and a 14. 12 was ignition signal, and then 14 was crank sensor.
Let's go.
Supra owners have weird superpowers that it might transfer.
Clutch switch.
Yeah, you gotta push the clutch in. I think.
I don't have that in mind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sounds different.
Still, well, I have a plug out. Still don't have spark.
All right, so 2 attempts to starting this thing. After this being upside down, we went and started again, still no spark. So Danny's going to replace the entire distributor. Maybe it's something going on there. So. And that's what a used one looks like.
Yeah, no good one.
Yeah, that one's toasted. So that one's fresh.
Let it go, just crank it. Good.
Alright, distributor number 2 didn't work. Now we're going to try another coil. See what happens. Alright, so we have distributor 2, and we tried the new coil, but still getting the same thing. So we're trying to figure out, pretty much getting the same thing, no spark. So maybe that's something to do before the distributor and coil with the wiring or something like that. maybe a fuse or something, who knows. I checked all the fuses though. So, did he answer?
No.
We have one more friend to call. So, another thing that could probably be an issue is this mess of wires I have here from an old alarm. Like, you never know if that kind of stuff would disconnect the ignition or the power to it or something, so it doesn't spark. And then I got wiring. I'm pretty sure that's all speaker wire, but more wiring mess. I got some connectors down there. I think that's for all alarm stuff, I hope. But it doesn't look like any open wires, but you just never know. So we're kind of leaning towards it might be the ECU. Danny just gave a call to Freed Engineering, one of our buddies, Billy's. That deals with this stuff all the time. He's actually the one that let us borrow all these parts to test out. So now we're thinking it might be an ECU issue, which these actually had ECU problems here and there. So sucks too, because we were thinking about grabbing one of those too while we were there. We were just like, man, it's probably just a distributor, keep it simple. So worst case scenario, I have to find out a day during the week to go by and pick one up. So, no luck so far. Can we look at your car now? Steering wheel's great. Is this an Artie?
Yeah.
What kind of shifter is that? Just something you guys made?
No, it's like something from Summit or something for a T56.
So this is a T56
Magnum.
So what's the difference between that and a regular T56?
The tail housing is different, and this one has like different. It's basically like universal for like a hot rod. It's got different speed outputs, different locations, stuff like that.
That's
and
really
the Magnum also has a bigger input shaft, which it's very similar to a Viper.
What wheels are these? Rotas?
They're work wheels. They're called Rivers.
Yeah, they did a good job flaring this sucker out. Now, this is a titanium
4-inch turbo back, titanium rear section.
That is crazy. And you guys just heated this up to get the color? Now, do you like polish that or something? And it will like shine it up?
It's not polished now, but I just wipe it down.
Yeah. Now, what year is this thing?
91.
91. The crazy part is because before this you had your Integra.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew you through your Integra. And then all of a sudden you wanted to build a Cressida.
Well, because everybody had, Ben had a 2J, 240.
Yeah. Now what turbo is that?
That is a Precision 6870.
Did Ben do that manifold or did you?
No, that's a KML manifold.
And we are back. It's just me and the Supra that don't run. Big thanks for Danny Rodman and Brandon Armstrong for coming out here and helping me out with my car. We crossed a lot off the list. We know it ain't the igniter, we know it ain't the distributor, we know it ain't the coil. That leaves one thing left, is the computer, the ECU. The only problem with it being the ECU is that if it is the ECU, how did it go bad? You know, so I talked to Billy Freed from Freed Engineering. He's the one that hooked us up with this nice little box of parts to swap back and forth. And he said I got to open it up and look at it, and that will determine whether, you know, something crazy happened with the wiring to make it go bad, or it went bad the way that they usually do go bad. So I'm gonna pick that ECU up tomorrow. I am done messing with this thing today, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. And we're back, and guess what we got? Got an ECU. Now, it's just an NA ECU. We usually take these and throw them away. But it's pretty cool that my buddies at Freed Engineering let me hook me up and let me borrow one just so I can get this car moving. God, it's just like the next step that makes it so much easier to work on this car. Oh, wow, my lens is so dirty. Anyways, so let's get this thing in there and see what happens. Buddy Brandon gave me this nice crazy light. This is definitely coming in handy. Alright, what do we got here? We got one plug. Here is our ECU, and here's our other ECU. Now, looks like these mounting points are on the wrong side, but if you look, they can be swapped around. This is probably a right-hand drive one, and I hope that isn't anything bad, but everything looks about the same numbers wise except for the serial number, so it should work. Whatever, let's take this one apart. Alright, so if you look really closely here, there is fluid all around this capacitor. These capacitors have fluid in them, and eventually over time the fluid leaks out and destroys the board. It makes it do all kinds of weird things. I'm actually going to take a picture of that and send it to my buddies, because that's exactly what we were looking for. Alright, I'm going to put this all back together. Now, I'll tell you what, while this ECU is out, I honestly just want to take it out and double check and see if this one is not like that. Now this board has different capacitors in there, but it doesn't look like anything is wrong, and like there's no fluid leaking around them, so that's good. Screwdriver. The board looks completely different. I don't know what the differences are. Maybe they upgraded them from these years or something like that. Who knows? We're still gonna throw it in there. Even if I throw this board in here and it throws a million check engine lights, because Japan's Supras might have different like emissions or something like that, I'm still gonna run it as long as it starts the car. I just need to move it. I just need to move it around the shop. And knowing that I have a running block transmission and everything is going to help when I go to sell all that other stuff, because believe it or not, people are still interested in the block and transmission. It's crazy. So that leaky capacitor is a common problem with these ECUs. If I have ECU failure, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see any sign of it's shorting out or anything, because that means I would have like a wiring issue or something like that. Which means I could plug the other ECU in and have the same problem. I'm a little excited here, so I'm like frantically trying to get this thing going. Oh man, you guys don't know how long I've been actually trying to get this thing running. You might see like a 20-some minute video, but really it's like 2 weeks. I think we're ready. Alright, here we go. Phone call. Hold on 1 second. Alright, we're back. Wife's in out of town on a work trip, and I gotta grab them calls. Alright. Drum roll, please. This is weird. Come on. Oh my God. It's like right there. It's definitely doing something different. this sucks. It runs like shit, but it's running. There's still something weird here. Like, I'm giving it all the gas in the world right now. Like, see if it'll idle. I swear, distributors, you can like twist them. So any motor background that I have, you know, I used to like my Civic was like my first car. I put motors in and everything like that. I never actually built a motor. I do know that, you know, we used to help the timing out with the distributor, moving it around, advancing it, and so on. So I don't, it's a distributor, you should be able to do it with this. So, ooh, well, we'll put it here. Yeah, let's put it here. And then see what that does. Maybe it'll run a little better. And I don't know if that's advanced or retarded it, but we'll try it. It smells so bad in here. Still recording? Alright, let's try this again. There we go. Alright. Yeah. We're running now, boy. Alright, we good. We just, we did it. Alright, let me move some stuff out of the way and see if we can pull it forward and stuff. The first time the... Uh-oh. The first time the clutch has been engaged in forever. Uh-oh, my distributor probably came loose. I didn't tighten it up that much. Whatever. Good enough. I just needed to move in and out of the shop. Yeah, this is awesome. So, I think this is good enough for now. I gotta go edit this video. I'm a couple days late. I want to get this out to you guys. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. As you can see, we're making progress on this car and all my other cars. If you are subscribed, thanks, appreciate it. More to come, and I'll see you guys next week.